This is constantly making me look like a ghastly ghoul. I'm a ghastly ghoul, but not this much. Anyway, it fits. Interview with a Vampire. I'm telling you guys, I missed you all so much. I miss this community. I miss reviewing it. I'm so excited for it. It's one of the best shows on TV. I cannot say that enough. I reviewed the first season. I don't know. We all know why we're here. We all know why we're here, okay? They are giving us a lot. But let's check out this trailer. I don't even know. They're giving us extended peeks. They're giving us behind the scenes. They're giving us trailers. And I'm like, damn, AMC. Killing it. But we're going to watch this. Let's just get into it. I'm like, what else can you show us? But then it's so different from the book, but not that this did it right. This did everything right. And I'm like, oh my God. But let's just watch it. I am a ghastly ghoul.
I'm the reticent vampire of the night there on these smoke. I walk the night, capturing disappointment and regret. Wait, stop the tape.
I'm telling you guys, something's up with Daniel and Armand.
Right. I'm listening.
I love Armand, but we need our boy back. Oh yeah, he sets that up, don't he?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Théâtre des Vampires.
It is so demented. Like I was saying in my other reaction. Armand, don't tell me when to talk. How about that, Armand? Want to talk about abuse already, you guys? Toxic. We already know. Claudia's looking great. I love that name.
Who's that handsome man on the wall?
The finest actor ever to walk our stage, Lestat de Leon.
That's a different...
We both now exist in two different worlds.
That's a different line we haven't heard before.
Master has the power of life and death. Will you abide by the laws?
I will.
You've remembered.
Claudia, I'm remembering it now.
It's never been about me.
Not this music. Stop.
All those years, coming back.
Stop. Am I going to cry at the trailer?
I want to know, for me, what happened between us.
Shut up, Daniel.
I want to tell the real story.
Oh my God. I am so excited for this. Oh my God, it's the best. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, I said this in my last reaction, and I talked about it a little bit, where this season I feel like we're really going to get into, and it happens in the book, it happens in things. This is doing everything correctly, like I was saying. We've changed the race, we have changed his occupation, we have changed the time period. That could put a halt to an adaptation and go, we don't like this. But it didn't, because they did it correctly. But not only that, it doesn't change, and I keep saying it, but that's the problem with The Crow, the new one that came out. Not only is it shock and awe, but if you just, I can take different looks, I can take changing things up, I can take, you want to make Louis black? Go ahead. You want to make the Crow covered in tattoos, kind of like the comic book a little bit? Go ahead. But the elements of that character and the fundamental things in that character need to be there, and in the story need to be there. You can change the time period, and this goes to show that you can change the time period, you can change all this, you can change all that, but as long as you keep those themes the exact same, as long as it invokes the same feeling as the book did in this part, and the original movie does in this part, and the series does now, that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about like crazy comic book shit, but because I know comics get all over the place, believe me, I'm very aware, but when you think Superman, we think like good guy, right? Good guy, true blue, he's going to do the right thing. If all of a sudden they said, we're doing a Superman movie, OG Superman, and we all go watch it, and he's a total dick, we're going to go, this is not the character. This is not fundamentally who we love, and we don't like that. And it is what it is. I'm not talking about going with a different iteration. I'm talking about the fundamental main themes and feelings of those characters need to, or the story itself need to be there. And this just goes to show that. And it's just really good writing. This is really well done. This is amazing acting. This is everything. It's amazing. But also, Anne Rice was alive before she passed, giving the green light on things. Sure, that had a major effect. Her sons were heavily involved with her stories and her estate, so they are now doing that, and they care for it a lot. It kind of makes me sad, because I'm like, I wish she would have gotten to see this entire thing, because it's amazing. But I definitely think, specifically with this season, we're going to get these are creatures. These are apex predators, and they look different, and they feel different, and they look at them do what they're doing. And that's going to come across. Where in the first season, and even still with Louis and Lestat and Armand, we see people. We see a man. But the truth is they're not. And this is really going to show that. And, oh my God, him saying I'm remembering is making me sad. And you got to really think about it. It didn't bother me until I got older and rewatched it. Man, Antonio Banderas as Armand. I don't care what anybody says. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. But it is disturbing what they're doing. They're playing with their food while somebody is begging the audience for help. Please help me. And they're all going, oh my God, and cheering. That's horrifying. It is absolutely horrifying. It's everything that Louis doesn't like. And Armand seeing how far he can push him. How about Armand telling him, oh, we better stop there, Louis? Because he knows once we start bringing up Claudia and Lestat, it's going to invoke something in Louis where he's going to be like, or whatever, or feel a certain kind of way that Armand ain't vibing with. But, because Armand has to be in control. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know, because memory is such a big part of this season. Is Lestat there? Or is this going to be a memory? Is he actually there? I think he's definitely going to show up eventually, but are a lot of this memory? So those are things that I'm very interested in, but either way, I'm loving it. It looks like he's actually there in certain parts where he's injured, but the other ones, especially in the last trailer, I'm like, I think this is supposed to be he's imagining Lestat there. I don't remember them saying, I don't remember them saying in the first trailer, or I could be totally wrong, or before, saying that that's Lestat de Lioncourt, one of the best actors we ever had. I thought they said, like, our co-founder. So I feel like mixing in the actor part, which makes sense for the character, but also we're adding more layers in there that I don't mind, and I'm loving it. But we definitely think Armand and Lestat are going to go at it over Louis, right? But I think Armand is going to try to... He wants to be with Daniel. Or, like... I don't think Armand doesn't want to be with anybody. I need to reread The Vampire Armand. I really liked that one. But he doesn't want to really be with that. It's almost it's a control thing. It's a possession thing. I want you, I'm going to take you, I'm going to have you. Like, that's what Claudia says to Louis. And she says, and I stand by this. I heard somebody the other day going in on child actors, and I'm like, going in on them, like being mean. And I was like, you're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man. Why are you talking about little kids like this? Why are you talking about shit like this? Like, they're probably trying their hardest. I'm never going to critique a kid, a child. I'm not talking about a 20-year-old. I'm talking about a child. I am never going to critique them the same way I critique an adult. But Kirsten Dunst, in the original Interview with the Vampire, is one of the greatest child performances of all time. When she cuts off her hair and then comes around and goes, which one of you did it? Which one of you did it? And that pain of being grown and never getting that is there. And she's a kid. She's a kid. And that's the director and that's her. But I'm like, oh my God. Go back and just watch that clip of Claudia having the meltdown when the hair grows back. Tell me it doesn't hit hard. It does. And it's great. And even the stuff with Louis. I remember somebody said that. They were like, oh, it's weird. And I go, it'd be weird if she made out with him. But I feel like they kept it on the line enough that it was, like, appropriate. But it gets the point across for the story where she's like, I am getting older. Louis is my companion. But not like him and Lestat were. And it's not a romantic thing. But yeah, someone was going in on that. And I was like, man, Kirsten Dunst's performance in Interview with the Vampire is one of the best I've ever seen. Kid or not. But it's one of the best child performances of all time. I don't care what anybody says. You can fight with me all day. It is. And we're cheering for new Claudia. And we support the old Claudia leaving. We're supporting her in Avatar, even though it's not my favorite series. But we're going to support Bailey Bass. But we're going to give new Claudia a shot. And she looks great in this. She has some really striking eyes. I don't know if I know they have contacts in, obviously. But it looks like they changed something in them. Or maybe her eyes are just like a different shade, so they pop differently. I don't know, but it's unnerving, and I like it. She looks like vicious as hell in this trailer, and I'm all for it. But, yeah. God. If it's anything I'm excited for, it's Interview with the Vampire. I don't know if I like it coming out in May. Like, I'm glad it's coming in May, but I'm like, don't we like our fall time cuddling up? But yeah. You guys. I'm so excited for that. I should reread it. I reread like half of it last year, but then my whole life went to hell. If you guys know, like, I lost my career of 10 years at Ford. It was a really... I don't know what I'm doing. So, we're figuring it out. But I am genuinely so happy for this to be coming back. I'm so happy to be getting so much stuff on it. I'm like, God, AMC. But if you're not on Interview with the Vampire, get on it. Get on it, man. It is so good. I love it. I love it so much. I'm so excited to see these toxic-ass vampires come back. But I definitely think Armand and Daniel got something going on. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Because Louis so tragic. He's always, all that whining, Louis. And I'll argue that too. I am not the biggest Tom Cruise fan. I can respect what he does, but I'm not like, oh my God, Tom Cruise. I think Lestat is his best performance. I love Lestat as a kid, but like, I'll say that. I think it's easily in his top 3 because it's just different and he does it great. And I know he said before, like, oh, I didn't want to do this and that, but I love him as Lestat. I really do. But this isn't Interview with the Vampire movie time. This is just me saying, like, no, that performance Kirsten Dunst gives is stupendous. But that pain Louis has after that, and Armand trying to manipulate that is always, like, gross. And you never really know. That's Armand is the most, they're all like this, but Armand is the most like a cat. Almost like a spider. And he's like, I got you, and you don't even know it. You still think we might be, like, slinking around each other, vibing and figuring the other one out, but I've already had you. And I'm going to own you, not just, like, be around you. And Louis is just Mr. I want to be happy. And it's like, oh my God. And that's why we relate to these characters. But I definitely think we're going to get some serious creature, creepiness, bloody monsters in this one. And I also think I talked about this in my other one, the backdrop of using World War I is extremely telling. When you use the backdrop of World War I and use that as where we're setting it, some of the most violent stuff that can happen and brutal stuff that can go on in trench warfare and all this stuff, to have that going on and then still showing these things going hard in the paint, because right now we're just like avant-garde vampire life, we see some creepy stuff but not fully yet, and it's like to put it with World War I, you're saying like this is going to be brutal. And I loved that first trailer when we got them going through the house. Oh my God, that was so cool. But yeah, I'm Abby with MotorCityNerds. Oh, I just did a video on we go through the House of the Dragon Season 2 trailer. And me and Nicole are coming back with our live streams. You guys want to know what I'm really geeked for? The Jinx Season 2. I had no clue that a Season 2 was coming out of that. That was something that, like, took over my household. Like, me, my ex at the time, well, my boyfriend at the time, but my ex, my sisters, and my mom all, like, convened to watch the Jinx together, and it was crazy. If you have not watched that, watch it, because we're definitely going to cover that, and I know Nicole's going to be into it, so we'll definitely live stream that. But, I don't know, guys. Besides the Penguin series, and that's just because the Penguin is my favorite Batman villain, and I love Colin Farrell. I'm geeked. I'm so geeked for that. This is the thing I'm most excited to come back and to talk about. I am so excited for this. So thank you for being here. Please subscribe. We're on our way to 3K. I can't believe that. Because you guys want to know what? I'll tell you guys the truth. If it wasn't for these gay vampires, I would have given up YouTube. There were 2 times in the beginning where I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to do this. I would get off work at 5:30, like 5:30 in the morning, come home, crank something out, record, or do my makeup, record. I'd be up till like 11 a.m., 12 noon, and then finally be done with whatever. And then I would sleep for 3-4 hours, go to the assembly line, edit it on the line on my tablet, and just pray to God it would upload with the amount of service I had. And I really was going to give up until Interview with the Vampire came out. And I was like, no, this is really special to me. This story is really special to me. It's really special to me and my friend Brad. Shout out Brad. It's really close to my heart. And I was like, man, but I gotta react to Interview with the Vampire. And then I was like, man, I gotta review it. But there were 2 times in the beginning before I hit 1K where I was like, I'm gonna quit. I don't want to do this. Like, it's too much. I don't like the negativity sometimes. I don't like this. I don't like that. And then I reviewed the first episode, and I remember it got like over 1,000 views. And for me, that's huge. And I was like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, I passed 1K subscribers, and that's a big milestone on YouTube. That means like you're real, essentially, to them. And without Interview with the Vampire, 1, I wouldn't have my favorite community to talk to in the comments. 2, I probably would have quit YouTube. And then all of a sudden, here come these vampires of greatness and me covering it. And then all of a sudden, here comes the crew with it. And I am so grateful for it. It was Interview with the Vampire. And the other one was not as much. But it was definitely Interview with the Vampire. And then there were a couple other times where I almost stumbled and fell behind back then. But I really, really was like, I'm going to quit and delete the channel. Like, I really was ready to hit the button. And then Interview with the Vampire came out. And I was like, well, I got to at least review it and see how people are liking it. If I still hate this, I'm going to quit. And then it did well. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. So thank you guys so much for that. Because I love doing this. I really do. I have so much fun doing it. But on top of that, the other one was True Detective this last season. I'm so grateful for that community too. I was shocked. I was like, Nicole, don't worry about it. Nobody watches my lives. And then all of a sudden people were there, and I was like, oh my God, what? And it just goes to show you, like, if you really like something, it comes through. And I just hope that we all have fun. That's what I want. That's what I truly want, is to have everybody have fun. I really do. I appreciate this community. I love Interview with the Vampire. I love that we're all enjoying it together. And we're here on my channel, assholes that have shown up. If you want to be a dick, we're on my channel, not yours. And we like to have a good time. And we like to enjoy stuff. And we're not bigot nasties. So, if you are, you can give me the view, but buzz off. If you are cool, you want to hang out, we're pretty cool. I feel like this is an awesome fandom. I feel like, I don't know, I try to have a fun channel. And yeah, without this, I probably would have given up YouTube. I would have. Without this and without this community, I would have. And remember that friend is not a word you should take lightly. Friend is a title that you should take seriously, especially the older you get. Because people get busy, people get bills, people have kids, careers, everything like that. And being able to say you have a friend, or friends, plural, is special. And so we're going to go, and we're going to get my friend a cupcake. That's what we're going to do. Because that's what friends do.